Good afternoon. I greet you with the universal greetings of respect and welcome you and thank you for joining me in this day of opportunities, possibilities, and miracles. Well, here we are together again. How did you do last week? Last week we talked about the chaos theory, the butterfly effect, and Edward Lorenz, that small effort that can be made that would have a rippling effect. Did you do something small? Did you say thank you to someone? Did you smile? Did you extend a positive word? Did you do one little thing and allow it to make that rippling effect? I know personally that some of you did do that because some of you actually sent it to me. You said thank you or hello or I appreciate that or I got something from what you shared. So I thank you for that effort that you made. Today, we begin, as we always do, with our moments of relaxing and breathing. But something interesting has come to me over since the last time that we were all together, so about 7 days. And we always talk about the different methods of being able to relax and breathe and everything. And what I've thought about more so recently is that works best if you are in a healthy mind and in a good place. But if you're not in a good place, sitting still, being quiet, and breathing will only allow you to let fester negativity and unpositive thoughts. Positive thoughts that are not positive and negative things. So here's what I like to do. Instead of just relaxing and breathing, what I'd like to ask you to do is to add into your quiet time moments of reflection. Relax and breathe and reflect on some of the options that you might have in a situation, on some of the resources that you may have available, on some of the possible consequences if you make a certain decision, so that your next move will be your best move. So reflection in connection with relaxing and breathing, we might find is even more powerful. Otherwise, you can be relaxing and breathing. Have you noticed people who do some very ruthless things in a state of calm? I started thinking about that a little bit more. So we just want to add something positive to our activities of relaxing and breathing so that we're focused and disciplined in the things that we're concentrating on. So that will bring us very appropriately in an ideal segue into our mindful moment discussion today. It's a piece that was written by Charles Finn. Now, this is long, and I encourage you that outside of this, look it up. Look up the entire piece. I'm only going to read parts of it to you, and because I don't want to miss this or miss any key elements, I'm going to read parts of it verbatim, but I'm going to skip around so you don't have to hear the whole thing. The piece is called Please Hear What I Am Not Saying. Don't be fooled by me. Don't be fooled by this mask I wear. For I wear 1,000 masks, and none of them are really me. Masks that I am too afraid to take off, fearing that you will get to know me. I think about it all the time. Will I look like a fool? That's why I work frantically to create this mask to hide behind in my relationships with people. This nonchalant, sophisticated facade helps me pretend and shields me from the glance that knows me. But such a glance is precisely my only salvation. It's my only salvation if, however, the glance is followed by acceptance and love. But I don't tell you this. I don't dare. I'm afraid to. I'm afraid that your glance will not be followed by acceptance and love. I'm afraid that you will think less of me and you'll laugh, and that your laugh would kill me, and you'll no longer love me and you'll reject me. So I play my game, my desperate pretending game, with the facades of assurance from without and that of a trembling child within. I can't tell you that because I'm afraid. So please listen carefully, not to what I'm saying, to what I am not saying, to what I'd like to be able to say, and for what my very own survival I need to say. The mask of anger is easier to show than the mask of hurt. And if we make the error of looking at people's masks only to see anger on their face, we may end up in a confrontation only because we missed the point. You may wonder, who am I? You shouldn't. Don't be fooled by the face I wear. I am someone you know very well. I am every man and woman and child. I am you. Please hear what I am not saying. There are many things that makes this piece extremely powerful and a mindful moment discussion for us. The last mindful moment piece I did, I received an email from a friend who said just that day before, someone that they've known committed suicide. Just last night, I heard about some man in Ohio who is going on supposedly a killing rampage and actually supposedly killed someone live on Facebook, but he worked in the field of helping others. Matter of fact, in his statement, he said that he's known for helping other people. I know many men who, because we are men and what we do, people say, oh, you don't have anything to worry about, and I know you're not troubled or hurt or feeling any pain. And because of the conversations that we have had, we've said they really don't know who we are. They don't see us. Not because we want to put up that facade, that face, but because we're afraid that it won't be experienced with acceptance and love, because they expect us to be a certain way. But there are many people out there like that. Veterans known for protecting this country commit suicide at a rate of 22 something a day, something like that. Homicide rate in Chicago is extremely high, but the suicide rate is 3 times higher than that. How many people do you know that's in the responsibility or the role of caring for someone else? The women that you know that are responsible for caring for someone else, and yet they're the last ones to be cared for because people don't really see them as they are. Is it possible that you know someone who is hiding behind a mask? And they put up the things that they have, their jobs and their degrees and their cars and their clothes and all the things that are merely distractions, but not the essence of who they are? Do you know someone like that? Is someone like that looking back at you in the mirror? Is it possible that we are not being heard like we want to be heard? It's a dangerous thing. It's horrible if we don't have someone that's at least willing to listen to what it is that we're trying to say, the things that we're not saying because we just want to be accepted, want to be heard, and want to be understood. Some just don't even know how to do that. What I encourage you to do is to create an opportunity to be an ear for someone, to be a shoulder for someone, to try to hear what it is they're saying. But there's certain things that's going to help you to be able to do that. We miss sometimes in trying to listen or be an ear for someone else. There's some who try to share things, and instead of being heard or listened to from that place of assurance and love, the person immediately comes back and tell them, what you're going through is nothing. You should see what I'm going through. And they immediately compare stories. Now, yeah, maybe in one sense it helps that person to say, well, I'm not the worse off, but in another sense, it's minimizing their own experience. Maybe makes them not even want to share anything anymore. Are you able to listen without making that kind of comparison to really hear what somebody else is saying, to maybe help them make it through a difficult period? Consider the opportunity, or consider creating an opportunity to listen to someone without interrupting them, right? Because now interruption looks like we're so busy multitasking, and we're reading and listening to our phone, and we're texting while somebody's trying to tell us something. You know, that's a version of interruption. Can you listen without doing that? Can you listen without repeating what it is that you want to say? Maybe the person who wants to share something is afraid that you're going to take what they've shared with you and then pass it on somewhere else, or worse yet, post it on Facebook. And now the very thing that they held near and dear to their heart that they've shared with you, you've made a big post about it. Is that possible? Can you listen without doing that? I encourage you to consider the possibility of the people in your circle all being able to listen and support and encourage each other when we're going through things, so we can pull down that mask. Many of us have hurt, some have pain, some have anger, some have unresolved issues that's just beneath the surface. And so others are so surprised, well, I didn't know you were that upset, and I didn't know this was going on, because maybe they weren't listening. Consider the possibility of what would happen in your circle of influence if you all were able to create that rich, non-judgmental environment of acceptance and love, and be able to share what's really going on and be actually who you are. Lastly, I encourage you to expect and experience the richness, the growth that will happen, the conscious awakening that will come, the power that will be unleashed by you just being able to be more of who you are by being mindful in your moments. What I'd like to encourage you to do is pass this message on. Somebody in your circle may need to hear this today. Maybe from me, more importantly, maybe from you. Maybe it's something that you need to hear today. Pass it on to someone else. And as you do that, I hope that you continue to travel well. Thank you so much for joining me and us in this mindful moment. Until the next time we meet again, respect to you.